What I know though is that when they do start to talk, the more you ask and the more they think about it, it's usually something different. It might be finances, but
Oh,
really it's about what that means, right? What that means to their farm or their family. They've got a kid in university that has to take out a bunch of extra loans that they can't support. You know, their wife is doing whatever they're doing, driving a rattly old car, and they don't have the finances to, buy something new. They've, fixing and fixing and fixing on all their older equipment because they can't, get ahead enough to buy something new and different. Or they're so bought into that legacy of my great grandpa settled here and whatever, and I'm going to be the one to lose the farm. That legacy piece has a huge impact. So yes, it's the finances, but it's what those finances mean to the farm. The legacy piece is particularly hard. So there's sort of three layers. So those socially acceptable ones, and then there's the everyday, wear and tear of being a farmer. There's huge amounts of isolation. You're a long way from getting help. Even if you were to say, gee, I should go talk to a counselor. Well, if you've got to drive 3 hours to find one, right? That's a whole day,
who
right?
has time for that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, who's got time for that, right? And maybe you don't have the cash on hand to pay them because, of course,
Right.
counseling, right? So that's why we really love and lift up some of our partners, such as Manitoba Farmer Wellness in Manitoba, Saskag Matters in Saskatchewan, Counseling Alberta has a specific fund to help farmers, and they've got people who are trained to understand farming. There are more and more of these sorts of
Mm.
spaces all across Canada, and I love to see it.